Love the mouth-watering taste of delicious, perfectly cooked bacon?
Bacon! Bacon! Where's the bacon? I smell bacon! 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 Gotta be bacon! Only one thing smells like bacon! That's bacon! 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 There!
Welcome to the What's Sizzling podcast with Big Bacon.
The bacon! The bacon!
Hey, look at all that meat.
And now your host, Big Bacon, Brad Hollister.
It's bacon!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 5 of What's Sizzling with Big Bacon, or El Tocino Grande if you're Espanol. And I am fresh out of surgery. When I mean fresh out of surgery, I mean I had surgery less than 12 hours ago. So I can't be home alone at all. You know, I can't Macaulay Culkin this today. So I had to be babysat. And the man here babysitting me, we're going to have a little chat before we throw to our interview with Inzanely Rude. It's my boy Matthew James.
Hi, friend.
Hello, pal.
I'm your wet bandit to your Kevin McAllister, who can't be left home alone.
And I know you were looking forward to the sponge bath, but I know you're disappointed that I bathed before.
Yeah, well, I still gave you one, but it wasn't. It was just more, it was more against your will than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, it wasn't more out of necessity. It was just more out of want.
I've seen you look great in your life, and you look disgusting right now. Your foot is purple. It's Brock Lesnar selling purple. That's how purple your foot is. It's disgusting.
It's a pretty purple foot. I feel like Barney the dinosaur.
I wasn't
down there.
prepared for that because I knew it was somewhere in this region.
What region?
Sure.
Yeah, they're gonna see what region you're
What
pointing
did you
to.
like to know? In your knee area, but I didn't know a byproduct of that would be your foot would be a eggplant.
Yeah, dude, it's getting to that level right now, but you're here babysitting me, which is...
So you don't fall down.
This is like an Uncle Buck situation.
It is.
You're like, you are the worst babysitter
Yeah.
I think I could have chosen.
The dog drank from the blue water in the toilet. Is that okay? Oh, it's not.
Oh, I guess not. But, dude, this surgery, again, it's obviously a setback for little things, but everything's been going so well. Like I said, I've been seeing all the support I've been getting. I freaking have Matthew James here babysitting me.
To jet crash it all, to crash this whole thing into the building. Welcome to the 5th and final episode of What's Sizzling.
This will not be a jet crash. How so?
Okay, I'm a curse. That was the joke. Like I'm a curse, and
you are a
brought me on,
curse.
and I jet crashed.
Well, no,
her.
I think Dexter lose the curse. That's why I don't want to have Dexter
Don't
on
ever do that. He's your Matt Damon.
I literally said that before. I was like, he's
really?
gonna be the Matt Damon
Well, I
of my
just
Jimmy
spoiled
Kimmel.
that. Now we're not. Yeah, we can't do that joke.
No. It's still Dexter Lou. You will never be on the show unless I get really desperate for guests and I have 10 cancellations. Just the way it got to be. Matt, what are you doing? How unprofessional of you.
I'm having water.
He's just having a
I'm
having a
having
swig.
water. I'm chopping off Phyllis's head with a chainsaw.
So I'm going to throw it to my interview with Inzanely Rude. Matt, thank you for coming on for the first half of this. And I think we got a little something to plug before we throw to this interview.
You're right. This Saturday at the Eastfield Mall in Springfield, Massachusetts, at the Zombie Hideout comic book store, we are doing the first ever live edition of the What's Sizzling with Big Bacon podcast right before the Pioneer Valley Pro Wrestling show that afternoon.
So yes, it's $5 for a ticket. Want you guys to show up, come out, support. I know you guys, especially there, PvP fans know that me and Hammer Tunis have been there for a long, long time. So I'm sure you guys got some great questions about that place. So I figured, what a better spot. Show up to the show. I'll leech off a show real quick.
Yeah, let me just run a show before this show real quick.
There's
charge
gonna be wrestling
$5.
fans there.
Sorry for everyone trying to sell T-shirts, but
hopefully they spend it on the live Q&A. And then if you do still have T-shirt money, I'll be there with T-shirts.
With T-shirts afterwards to take some of that money also.
So this is perfect. So hopefully you guys come out. I'm going to throw to my interview with the brand new Northeast Wrestling Tag Team Champions, Inzanely Rude.
The bacon. The bacon.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are here, episode 5 of What's Sizzling with Big Bacon. And my guest at this time, he has more swag than Ricky Ricardo. You know I'm talking about Zane Bernardo. And my other guest dropping swantons like he's a hard day. You know I'm talking about my main man, RJ. They're not your average dudes. They are the new Northeast Wrestling Tag Team Champions. Inzanely Rude. Inzanely Rude, what's sizzling, baby?
What's good, baby?
Yeah, what's up, baby?
What's good, baby?
Yo, I'm so happy to have you guys on, honestly. Like, it's one of those things in wrestling where, yeah, you're around guys and you know guys and you like certain guys, but when you get to know someone, that brings it to a different level. That brings it to friendship. And I feel like in the past couple weeks, I've gotten to know you guys a lot more. So thank you guys so much for coming on.
Thank you for having us. We've been wanting to do this podcast since you announced it.
Dude, since the announcement. You know, we get crazy, baby.
We get so crazy up in this biznatch.
Dude, and what I learned in this past month is Zane Bernardo is an absolute madman. Zane, when did this madman streak, when did it start? I didn't know you were such a crazy person.
I'm pretty wild, you know. I'm just chilling, doing my thing, you know.
Yo, you do your thing like nobody else does their thing.
Dude, Bro, I mean, I'm just a typical 20-year-old kid, you know, living life, doing his thing, you know.
With a fake ID.
I guess I am not a typical guy. Zane Bernardo is like the American man. You put him up like with like a picture of the American man, like you won't tell the difference.
Dude, straight up, he's like American Psycho 101.
I mean, maybe. Let's not go that far, but
no, not that far, but you're getting there very quickly. One thing I wanted to reveal on this podcast, I'm gonna finally reveal this. Oh, no. Inzanely Rude, do you guys know you were the subject of a rib for the longest time?
Oh no!
What is
no,
this?
It's not. Please.
So the rib for the longest time has been that me and Tunis were like, we're only going to follow RJ on Instagram. We're only going to follow RJ on Twitter just to see when they notice it. So we're going to let you know at this moment in time that we were ribbing you this entire time. We love you both equally.
Bro, we definitely noticed it, and we talked about it in the car rides, and I was really upset. I was like, what, people don't like me? What's going on here?
I'm so happy I know that now. I'm so happy I know that.
When I finally got the follow, I was like, oh my God, finally. Jesus.
Dude, finally. Dude,
yeah.
I don't think Hammer follows me on Twitter at all.
Oh, calling him out.
Dude, up the rib, dude.
Yeah, man.
Dude, I'm going to talk to you about that because tomorrow I have my surgery and we're having our first ever live edition of What's Sizzling this Sunday at the Eastfield Mall. So I will talk to him about that then because he is my guest at that time. And I'll be like, listen, you were supposed to be in on the rib, brother.
Well, I'll be there front row staring him dead in his soul.
Oh, you going to be there, baby?
Oh, I'm gonna be there.
Dude, I know you two are going to be there because you guys are absolutely, honestly, like I said, when I first met you guys, like anytime you meet a new person in wrestling, you kind of have your reservations of like, oh, how long is this guy going to last or whatever. And you guys came in and you guys absolutely showed how dedicated you are and showed how much you love this. Like Zane, for example, like you were telling me this weekend, you were at shows before you were even a teenager helping out. So like, tell me, what are some of your favorite New England wrestling memories? Because I want to see if I remember these as vividly as you do.
Well, I mean, I remember my first show was in the Bethany Town Hall. So that's why that building's like so important to me. And I remember
Which is crazy. You guys won the tag titles there literally yesterday.
Bro. Yeah.
At the time of recording this, it was yesterday.
And dude, 7 years ago yesterday, I was at a show there.
That's insane.
Yeah. So
insane.
I missed out on quite a bit.
Yeah. Well, and then my first time doing ring crew was in that building because I started training when I was like 12 at Kevin Landry's Combine. Yeah.
That's where I started.
Oh, really? Oh, shit.
Yeah, so
then,
dude, I started there when I was 15, so apparently they're just letting children start there.
Yeah. No,
yeah, I started there when I was, how old was I, Zane?
Probably like 16. Yeah.
I think I was 15.
Because I took a few years off because I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to wrestle.
Absolutely.
At 13. So I was like, I'm going to stop. But I met William King there, Billy King. And he was like, dude, just show up early at a CTWE show in Bethany, and, you know, I'll make sure you can help out. And then that's when I started getting, like, connections with everyone and meeting people, like, finding out what happens kind of behind the scenes. But I still had to pay for tickets, which sucked.
Well, listen, we weren't losing that Zane ticket sale.
No, that's a guaranteed sale. So I mean, why lose that?
Why lose that, bro?
Jeez.
So continue. What were you saying, Zane?
I don't know. What memories? I don't know, man. It's Taco Tuesday. I'm kind of forgetting some memories. I remember, like, in Bethany, Frankie Arion winning the belt at a CTWE show.
One of my favorite opponents ever.
Dude, I don't know where this guy went. He just, like, disappeared.
Dude disappeared. Legitimately disappeared.
He won the tag belts with Vinny Marseglia and just disappeared. Like 2 weeks later.
So yeah, there was a weird incident down in my area, Pioneer Valley Promotions, which you guys will be at next Sunday. Yeah, like there was just like he had a strange match down here, and then he just disappeared off the face of the earth.
Maybe Vinny like chopped him up or something.
Vinny is a psychopath. I had Vinny on last week, and I found out very quickly he is a crazy person.
He loves those horror movies, so you know maybe he like chopped him up, ate him. And he was like, I don't know.
So that's our theory, that Frankie Arion is a victim of cannibalism by way of Vinny Marcellia.
It happens to the
one way to go out.
It happens to the best of us. At some point in life, we're all victims of cannibalism, correct?
Yeah, man.
That's my goal, you know?
Just to be eaten by somebody.
Just want to get eaten to know I'm good enough.
Just know you're delicious enough. So you also, RJ, you went to a lot of shows at a young age. So like me personally, like I didn't know of independent wrestling until I started training in wrestling myself. So I want to know. I'm not one, like, on this podcast, I try to just talk and BS with my friends a little bit, but I'm actually really interested in your guys' story of how you guys got into wrestling in general. So, like, when was your first experience with wrestling?
Oh, dude, for me, like, it's really ironic because I found wrestling trying to fit in with the crowd.
Which is like, the opposite for most people.
Yeah. Like, in 5th grade, my friends all really liked wrestling, and I was the guy, and I was like, that's kind of stupid. Like, why do you guys like wrestling? And then I watched it one Friday night. My boy Big Daddy V wrestled The Undertaker, and I was hooked.
Rest in peace, R.I.P. Big Daddy V.
Yeah. And then, like, later on, like, my father took me to an NEW show, and I think it was Waterbury. Like, well, we talked to Michael about it, and we couldn't figure out which event it was. But I just remember Vladimir Kozlov was supposed to be there right after he got released, and he wasn't there, so they replaced him with Robbie E. It was a good time. I'm pretty sure Vinny was Marseglia was still like the Jeff Hardy character guy at the time.
we talked about some of his bad looks and bad characters on last week, but if you listened, you would know, RJ. I know Zane listened.
Oh, damn right, baby.
Podcast
damn
guy.
Right, baby.
I'm so bad with podcasts. I'm like such a music guy.
Dude,
so
listen,
podcasts are better, bro.
Yo, way better, bro.
You can learn, bro.
You can learn something, bro.
I know. Anyways.
Yeah, you were telling me the other day, RJ, when I was over your place, that Big Daddy V versus The Undertaker was your first memory. And for some reason, that just tickled me pink. And then you were telling me the first time you ever helped out at a Northeast event was the one I main evented with Cody and Flip. And I was like, oh, joke's on you, RJ. I am not as famous as Cody and Flip. So now that we get to, like, sit and chat and everything, like when do you learn that people that you're getting into and you look up to are kind of right on the same level you guys are at? Like, when do you guys, like, when does that sink in for you guys?
That has not sunk in for us, I don't think. We still look at you as a big level above us.
Oh, absolutely not, dude. Like, I said it, I put it out on Twitter, like, kind of as a ha-ha, but realistically, it's 100% the truth. I was like, oh, are Zane and RJ the most over guys in the NEW arena now? And you guys 100% are. Like, there's no question about it.
Dude, I don't know how that happened, but it's pretty wild. Like, last night was insane.
Dude, that was legitimately one of the loudest pops I've ever heard in any building I've ever worked in.
Dude, like, we came in, like, just as, like, 2 kids. Like, I feel like that's what everyone thought, I think. And every month we just slowly started getting better and learning from, because every other locker room in New England pretty much just, like, I mean, Northeast Wrestling is a step above everything else. So all the guys in the locker room you can learn from, you talk to, and then once you wrestle them, and then really, like, form those relationships with them, you learn so much. So every show, every other month, we were getting so much better. And we slowly started gaining the crowd, which is crazy because we're just 2 stupid kids. I mean, like, we come out to Drake and Josh, we just caught on.
I think that's why a lot, like, they're the group that freaking loves Drake and Josh Lee. I know there's the group that just absolutely hates it. It's like it's a weird thing.
No, so the one thing about I say this all the time, and especially in pro wrestling, if you can get over with the people in the back, you're going to get over in front of the crowd. Yeah, so last night, you guys were coming out, and legit, I'm not even making this up. It was like me, Casanova, Milk Chocolate, a bunch of Verna, a bunch of other people.
That's the dream.
No, but so, like, you know what I mean? Like, so if it's getting over with us, it's definitely getting over with the crowd because, like, dude, we were all pulling for you guys. We knew if you guys won the tag team titles, it was going to be a moment in time, forever in Bethany. Like I said, you guys were in the crowd at that building at some point, and now you guys are in the ring winning the tag team championships. We knew that was going to be a moment. So when you guys won the belts, like, I feel like everyone in the back felt the same way everyone in the crowd felt, where everyone was super invested.
Dude, it was like one of the greatest moments, probably the greatest moment I've ever had in wrestling, but, like, in life too. Like, we were just in the ring, and I mean, we went out there like 3 different times after the match, just, like, holding up the belts, and the crowd was still going crazy.
Dude, legitimately, there's a holy chant after you guys won the belts.
Dude, I remember just, like, sitting down in the ring with RJ, like, looking at the belts and being like, holy man, like, we did it. Like, a year and a half later after coming to NEW, and, like, 7 years down the line after coming to shows here consistently every month, like, we did it. We finally did it.
It's such, like, a big moment for us because those are actually our first tag belts, like, ever. So, like, the fact that we won it with, like, one of the biggest companies in the Northeast.
The biggest company.
Yeah, the biggest company. It's insane.
No, and that's the thing, too, about Northeast Wrestling. Like, Northeast Wrestling is such a big and established place. For you guys to be legitimately, I think it's 22 and 20 years old. Like, dude, that's insane, man. Like, I remember when I won the Northeast title at, like, 25, I was like, oh, my God, this is a huge accomplishment. I'm 25 years old. And, like, you guys trumped me by 5 years or 3 years, you know what I mean? So, like, the fact that you guys did that so fast in your wrestling career is a huge, huge accomplishment.
Thank you. Yeah, it's crazy. I'm pretty sure I'm the youngest champion in history in Northeast Wrestling. Humble brag.
Dude, hashtag humble brag.
Humble brag.
Hashtag humble brag. Not humble brag.
RJ by a year. I think he won it at 21 or something.
No, and that's what pissed me off too. So Flip is a year older than me, and I was like, all right, if I win the title a year before or a year after Flip does, I got the youngest champion in the bag. And then, dude, it was like a year and like 2 months. I was like, God, thanks a lot, Flip, you young bastard.
Yeah.
Now Zane's got the freaking that hold. I don't know if there's going to be someone even younger than that.
Dude, how could you beat 20? Like, I mean, you just got to be a stud right off the gate.
You got to be Nicholas. You got to be Nicholas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He's going to get it. He's going to get it, man.
Nicholas is going to be the longest rated youngest champion for the longest time.
Seriously.
Probably forever at this point.
Forever.
How old is he when that? Like,
well, okay, so the 24/7 championship, maybe someone younger.
Yeah, that could happen.
Yeah, but dude, Nicholas is whooping your ass, Zane. What are you gonna do about it, bro?
Yeah,
it's gotta be Zane versus
I don't know.
Nicholas.
I might just go to his house, teach him a lesson real quick.
Dude, just air kick the door down.
Yeah, I'm gonna air kick that bitch down, bro. I don't like this. Come on, bro.
Dude, not for me, bro.
What if he tweets out humble brag, bro?
Do hashtag humble brag.
Humble brag, man.
So,
Yeah.
so RJ, you were talking about you're in there and like when it was Undertaker and Big Daddy V, which is probably like I'm kind of a nerd for wrestling, so I'd say like around 2009. So, Zane, I know you've been a wrestling fan for like legitimately your entire life. Like, this is a generic podcast question. And again, I try to avoid these, but with you guys, I'm actually interested because we haven't had these conversations before. Like, what was your first like memory of wrestling?
I mean, I've like watched it here and there since I was really young, like 5, 6. But the first time I got like hooked and my first real memory was going to my friend's house right down the street and watching the WrestleMania 23 DVD and like all the like.
Jesus Christ, you're so young.
Dude, I was like still like 7 or 8 and like all the vignettes with like Edge and Kane and like there was this kid like crushing milk cans being stone cold and like I saw like these kids doing it and I was like, I could do it. I could do it too. And then ever since then, like I was hooked. WrestleMania 23, 2007 was the year. And I watched it consistently until now, 10, 12 years later.
Now, do you still watch it?
Yeah, I keep up with it. I mean, I usually watch like the highlights on Hulu. I don't watch a lot.
So I'm the same way. I feel like a lot of times independent wrestlers try to be like, oh, I don't watch the product anymore. Nah. You know what I mean? Like, they're very hotty-toddy about it. Where, like, me, dude, especially now, especially since I've been hurt. Dude, like, I'll be sitting here playing Madden, and on my computer to the left of me, I got Raw going on. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Like, if that's your goal, you got to keep up with the product.
Exactly.
And especially we all want to
know what can happen.
We all want to be in WWE, so if we're not watching that,
Exactly. I mean, like, even, like, the AEW, like, I hear guys on the independents like, oh, I want to be with them. And then I'm like, well, did you watch their last pay-per-view? And they're like, well, no. And I'm like, well, you don't want to be with them. Like, what the are you talking about?
Like, I keep up with pretty much everything going on. I don't watch everything, but if something's crazy popping on Twitter, I'll make sure I go watch that match.
Exactly. And that's the same thing with Ring of Honor. Like, anytime I know, like, if I have an opportunity to show up at Lowell or whatever it is, like, I'm going to be educated about the product. You know, I'm not going to go in absolutely deaf to what's going on in their landscape because that's where I'm trying to be. Same thing with WWE or New Japan or AEW.
Yeah, you don't want to be that guy.
No, because that guy's a douche.
Yeah, like
a douche.
It's like, oh, then why are you here, dude? Like, do you honestly want to be here, or are you just taking up a spot of someone who really does?
I mean, now we're talking about top tier companies, right? So speaking of top tier companies, I want to talk about before you guys got to Northeast Wrestling. I want to talk about before all of that. I want to talk about because RJ was showing me some sick highlight videos. I want to know about your backyard wrestling fed. Because
no.
I've had my fair share of backyard wrestling feds. So I want to know some of the top storylines, who was the top guys. Let me know about what was the name of the company. First of all, that's the most important part.
It was the most generic thing we could think of. It was BWE, Backyard Wrestling Entertainment.
Oh, dude. So I had APW, Action Packed Wrestling.
Oh, that's a little better.
So I was trying to think of I was thinking of Impact and TNA. So I was like, all right, Action Packed Wrestling, APW.
That's pretty solid.
That's a good name compared to what we had.
Our name looked cool because we had a uppercase W and lowercase B and E, so it was popping. It was pretty good.
How do the people chant it? How do they chant it?
BWE, BWE. No one chanted, bro. We don't have fans. What are you talking about?
Yeah. I'm talking about like the people watching at home. They were all like BWE, BWE.
Oh, definitely. There's this one subscriber we had, King Zach, followed everything, commented on every video. I could see him doing that.
BWE all day.
Going to like Northeast Wrestling shows, helping out, and Anthony Green would always tell me he watched all the videos. It was so weird. Like,
which doesn't surprise me because Anthony Green absolutely is obsessed with pro wrestling, so
that
doesn't surprise me at all.
I guess his favorite wrestler is our boy Phil, and his whole thing is like, he's a strange guy, but he's a nice guy. I'm trying to get him to train because I think he'd be a great comedy character.
So there we go, Phil. Phil, if you're listening to this, come train, bro.
Big shout out. Man. So anyways, top guys were, of course, RJ and Zane Bernardo.
Oh, dude, obviously.
I mean,
no bro.
No bro. So, I mean, I got the ring for my 12th birthday. And then,
Whoa, wait, you got an actual ring for your birthday?
Yeah, it was like a real ring. And I
like
got it for
not rented, you have a ring.
No, I sold it to pay for training. But, yeah, I got it for my 12th birthday. And, like, my parents, the whole thing was, like, they're going to buy it for my birthday, but they're going to rent it out so, like, they can make money off of it. Yeah. And then it just ended up, we were like, nah, we're not doing that. So I just got to keep it the whole time. Just wrestle every day after school.
Dude, that's the sick. Like, dude, that's every 13-year-old's dream. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, right. And that's how me and RJ met. Like, I was posting like stuff on Facebook, and somehow he found me.
Yo, RJ, you were using him for his ring, you scumbag.
Pretty much. Well, yeah. What a guy.
We had our own ring that like my friends built, and like.
And then you took a bump at Zane's ring, and you were like, "Oh, this is the ring."
Oh, completely, dude. That ring was terrible. It broke at one point. My dad had to go and like Jimmy rig it, and like, it was bad.
So we're gonna sidetrack real quick. Zane, when are you running a show in your backyard? We need this ring.
The third weekend of every month.
Let's go.
You know the deal, bro. Every Sunday, my dad would bring pizza. It'd be a good time, In March, it's a little muddy out, but, we got carpets out. Don't get the canvas muddy.
We do what we do.
Yeah, we eat pizza, we wrestle. That's what that's our life.
You know the vibes, man.
So continue.
So, I mean, pretty much, like, we started in May of 2012. RJ came around, like, September. And then I was like, okay, this guy's a shit ton better than me. Obviously I put the belt on myself, why not? So
well, okay, so listen, you're going the old, like, AWA route. Like, you're like, you know what? I'm going to be here every week. I trust me to be the champion.
I was the strongest and the toughest. No one could beat me, too. RJ came in, and I was like, you know what? This guy's, a lot better than me. So I'm going to give him the rub, Put him over.
Dude, he gave me the rub in the shittiest match we've ever had.
Yeah.
Wait, but, you guys wrestled each other?
Oh man. Yeah. 3 stages of hell, dude.
No. Wait, well, you guys were like 12, so was it 3 stages of heck?
Yeah, pretty much.
Probably.
3 stages of darn.
It was
it was god awful.
But then after that, RJ wouldn't drop the belt to anyone. This guy's, a stingy prick.
Oh, man.
He wouldn't drop it to anyone.
I was a dickhead,
he kept it for 3 years.
Dude, hashtag top guy.
Well, actually,
I tried to drop it.
He tried once, and then the dude broke his rib.
Yeah, the dude bruised my lung, and then was like, "Yeah, I'm done. I'm not wrestling anymore."
Yeah, he got scared.
Hung up the shoes.
Hung up the boots. Hung up the wrestling shoes.
He got scared after that, and hang up the Nikes. But
yeah, Nikes.
But yeah, he got scared and just left. He was like, "I'm going back down the street." That was the kid that got me into wrestling.
He's like, "It's time to hang up the Nikes. I'm going home."
Brother, you know what? These Nikes are getting hung up.
So RJ kept it for another year. And then someone finally man enough beat him.
Yeah, I was like, kept
RJ
it on the
San Martino over here.
Yeah. I kept it on that down low, kayfabed everyone, and I let the guy beat me.
What, dude?
You let him beat you?
It was legit. Backyard wrestling is very legit.
Oh, yeah.
Super legit.
It's
too legit.
But don't try this at home, guys.
Do not do it at home. That's how real it is.
Yeah, don't try it at home unless your parents buy you a wrestling ring.
Yeah.
That is probably at that point, you have to try it at home.
Yeah.
Yo, So I remember one time when I was in first grade, I broke my arm on the trampoline because I was doing professional wrestling. And if my parents ever bought me a ring, I would have been like, let's break some more.
Let me break some legs.
No
Dude, and even before the ring I got, like I had a trampoline and we put the poles up and put ropes around it and had
turn.
Yeah. My dad was
you had that impact ring.
Yeah, pretty much. It was sweet, bro. Nice.
So was your dad you said your dad brought you to the first show and it was like, were you a big Northeast fan?
Yeah, we went to like every show.
Dude, that's insane. Like, so what were some of your early memories? Like, you guys won the belt from Brian Anthony, which I know Brian Anthony has been a staple of Northeast Wrestling for a long, long time. So for you guys to be fans at one point, and now that you guys are winning the tag team titles from a guy like Brian Anthony, like that must be insane for you guys.
Dude, it is. It really is because like he was like he's the guy in Northeast Wrestling.
I'm pretty sure
growing up,
I saw him.
Growing up, he was like the champ for like, his historic like 1,500-day reign or however long it was. And like he was just the man. Like him and Taven had classic matches all the time. And he like every show he'd be wrestling like a big, like TV star. So I just thought he was like a step above everyone in New England. And like at that point I really didn't know about anything else. But once I did find out about the other companies, like he's still better than everyone. And then last night it was just like, crazy beating the guy of Northeast Wrestling. That like solidifies us in Northeast Wrestling as, top guys.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
RJ, what do you think?
Oh, that's exactly how I feel, man. Like, he was a top guy. I don't know if he was a champion at the time, but I know for a fact he wrestled Matt Taven, who might have been the champion at the time. And like getting in the ring with someone who's had like so much experience, it's an honor. Like you definitely learn a lot from people like that.
No, and that's one of those things. Like I say it all the time about Brian Anthony. Like, dude, Brian's so freaking good. Like, it is a crime that he wasn't signed to a major company at some point in his career.
It really is.
Like everything he does is so smooth and crisp. It's great.
Dude, I remember in like 2008 or 2009 or something, he was in a WWE magazine as like a model for Shelton Benjamin. It was like a collegiate thing, and he was like had the bronze medal.
Dude, that's awesome! I had no idea.
Yeah, I had him sign that magazine for me.
Dude, Zane, you are literally the most knowledgeable person about New England wrestling.
Oh, I try, man. Like I'll randomly bring up a random name in the car, and RJ will be like, "Who? What?" And I'm like, "Bro, come on,
dude." No, so I'll give you an example. So yesterday we're sitting there. Northeast Wrestling has a absolutely beautiful new blue canvas, and it looks gorgeous.
Fast.
Dude, it looks freaking fancy as hell.
Oh,
and Jared's sitting there, Jared Silverclay, and he's like, I wish there was a yellow canvas. Has anyone ever had a yellow canvas? And without missing a beat, Zane, what did you say?
I said, yeah, CTWE in 2009 that had it, in that bar.
Dude, do you, like, what else from New England wrestling do you just, like, what were some of your moments watching growing up? Because, like I said, I never talked to a fan where, like, to the point where I know some of their moments. And I love learning both sides of the fence because I feel like that's what makes you better at the end of the day. So, what were some of the moments you remember growing up watching New England independent wrestling?
The best moment I ever had, like, as a fan was when Vladimir Joseph won the CTWE heavyweight title. That was, like, they made a video package about it, and right at the end, there's, like, a video of me taking my picture with him, marked out like crazy. And that was my company growing up. Like, I love that company. And Vlad was just the guy. Like, first class, Vladimir Joseph, he was the guy. And I don't know what it was about him. Vladdy Daddy, baby, you know the deal. But that's the moment that really sticks out for me. That was like 3-4 months after I started going to shows, and like he was chasing the title for a few months. And when he finally beat, I think he beat Slick Wagner Brown, and it was just crazy. And like, not gonna lie, I cried a little bit. I cried a little bit.
It happens to the best of us.
Happens to the best of us, man. But yeah, that moment really stuck out. Thrill Ride, like, I used to be helping out at shows for NEW when I was like 14, 15. And when, I would just, like, Thrill Ride was the man. He still is the man, Thrill Ride. But,
that's why you picked his car over mine.
Oh, bro, come on. Calm down. Calm down a bit.
We'll talk about that when you're done.
But, like, he was just so over it and, like, the videos he was doing. And even when I was helping out, I'd just be standing by the door and being like, holy like, this is dope. And those were the moments that really stuck out for me as a fan.
So RJ, I know you weren't as hardcore as Zane with the shows, but I know you were at some of them. So what were some of your moments?
Dude, my favorite moment was actually like a moment at CTWE with Pinky Sanchez. Like, he comes out during the entrance.
Oh, dude, he's one of my favorites.
Dude, he's fantastic. He like comes right up to me because we had the same haircut at that time. He's like, "Hey, man, you have the same haircut as I do," and he like came up to me, put me in a headlock, started playing with my hair. It was like such a cool moment for me.
You were like, yeah.
Dude, I was pumped. And like during the match, he's like comes right up to me. He's like has his opponent like by the hair. He's like, "Put your boot up." So I put my boot up, and he slams his opponent's face right into my shoe. Like it was just so cool. That's a spot that I took quite a few times.
You were just locked in since then?
Yeah, dude, that like I was the happiest kid. Like,
now, with you guys being such fans of wrestling in the northeastern area, it must be cool because a lot of those guys are still around and they're still around here, still working. So you guys are getting chances to wrestle all these guys. Like, how surreal must that be for you guys?
Insane. Like,
it's
insane, bro. When we came to Northeast Wrestling, that was the first time we got to wrestle, like, guys that we watched. And the first time we wrestled Brian, like, me and RJ were just in the car going there, like, holy shit, we're about to wrestle Brian Anthony. Like, this is really dope. And then a few months later, we wrestled Thrill Ride at Top Rope, and that was dope at a ferocious pace, like an absolute savage.
Like a savage.
Like a savage, bro. You know the vibe. But those moments, man, like, when we can wrestle guys we watched growing up, it means a lot. Because, like, we can wrestle guys like we've teamed with Jerry Lawler before, which is awesome, so cool. But, like, even guys just in our area, like, those guys, it's just as cool as that. Because when you're a fan, like a little kid at just watching an indie show, everyone's famous to you. Like, you don't like realize, oh, this guy's not on TV. You know what I mean?
Everyone's a star.
Yeah. So wrestling, like, if I were to go to a show and when I was 12 and see you, Bacon, like, I'd be like, holy shit, just like I am with Brian Anthony.
Which is crazy because at the time you were 12, I was probably 15.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I also started at a very young age in professional wrestling, so I definitely understand how it is from that expect. Like I said, I wasn't at every indie show there was, but I understand how it is to come into the game very, very young. That's why once I realized that you guys were lifelong fans and how hard you guys work in terms of, like, you guys show up early, you guys bust ass, you guys set up the ring. So, like, I know you guys aren't around. So, like, for me, I'm going to look out for those guys because I feel like I didn't have guys looking out for me at that age. So, to see you guys thriving and doing so well at this point is, like, for me, like, it sounds corny, but, like, I feel so proud for you guys. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
It's been, like, so good to us, man. And, like, we appreciate that more than you understand. Like, you've been great.
Well, and like I said, it's one of those things where I feel like when I was young, I didn't have people to look out for me, and that makes so much harder, especially at a young age, because you're not confident. And, like, I feel like I was confident around people my age, but once I got into pro wrestling, like, my confidence would just disappear. And yeah, so, like, I always felt for young guys, you have to have people there to kind of gas you up and let you know, like, keep doing your man. Like, don't let people hold you back because you guys know what you're doing at the end of the day, and you guys do it very well, according to the Northeast Wrestling crowd that went absolutely bananas when you guys won the titles.
Yeah.
That's the thing with the, like, Northeast Wrestling locker room and everything. Like, it just feels like a family there, man. Like,
it really does.
Everyone's encouraging.
Like, at the, like, right when we get to the shows, we see you, and it's, like, it's just a fun time. You know, we're hanging out, and then it's time to get serious wrestle. And then, like, if we're not feeling something, like, we know we can go to you, we can go to JT and a few other guys and, like, talk to them about what's going on. And, like, ever since we, like, got that relationship with you, like, we're boys now, it's been so much more fun. And, like, I mean, dude, you took us under your wing, like, what, 2 months ago? And now we're the champs? Like, come on, bro. Come on,
you know, rocket strap, bro, rocket strap.
Oh,
you guys won bacon bits, in the next moment, you guys are Northeast Wrestling champions. You know, it's not a coincidence.
Yeah, man, it happens. It happens to the best of us.
No, you guys, honestly, like, as much as I would love to pat myself on the back, it has absolutely zero to do with me. You guys been tearing it up with each and every person you've been stepping in the ring with at Northeast Wrestling. And that's why you guys are where you are today as the Northeast Wrestling Champions, the Tag Team Champions. As early as what, a week ago, 2 weeks ago, you guys were in the ring with Private Party and Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy, 2 AEW wrestlers, national and televised wrestlers, and you guys held your own. How was that experience for you guys at the Mid-Hudson Civic Center?
Dude, I was beyond nervous for that. And,
really?
Yeah, the RJ for some reason wasn't, which
I was not nervous.
More nervous. It made me more nervous. Him not being nervous.
I just knew. I knew our capabilities, and I wasn't gonna doubt us at that moment. I know how we are, and I just had that feeling that we could hold it down.
Yo, Zane, hold it down.
Like, I don't get nervous for much, which a lot of people say, like, if you're not nervous, you shouldn't be doing it, which I don't think is true. But
I agree with that.
Yeah, but for in that moment, it's such a historic building. And, like, I remember being at the last Northeast Wrestling show last year in that building and just helping out and looking around and being like, I want to wrestle here. And, like, I'm going to wrestle here. And we bust our asses all year, and we finally got the opportunity to do it. And there was a lot of pressure on us. And I just knew we had to deliver. And I feel like we did. We gave it everything we had. We took some crazy we gave some crazy and the crowd, like, at the start of the match, they hated us. They didn't know who we are, and, like, we're the only people not on TV. And we got booed out of the building. And then I come back through the curtain, and you're like, dude, you guys won them over. And I was just like, right, man. Like, we did it.
No, so I say that is...
We're like, right.
No, dude, legitimately, that is the hardest thing to do in wrestling. If you go out there and you want the crowd to be behind you and they are against you, that is legitimately the hardest thing to do in wrestling, is to flip them and to get get them behind you at the end of the day. So the fact that you guys did that, not only against one team, but against two teams where a lot of fans were there to see them. And at the end of the day, you guys got them excited about you. Like, that's when I knew. I was like, all right, these two little are ready.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, it was a great feeling. And, like, shout out to Michael Lombardi, because he has believed in us since the very start. And he gives us opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. And, like, why put us in that match with all these names on the show? It's because he believed in us. And, like, I'm really happy we proved him right. And I think we made him proud that night, you know?
Yeah, he's been so good to us, giving us these opportunities as, like, such young guys. Like, not everyone gets these opportunities, so we're super appreciative. Any chance we can get to prove ourselves.
And RJ, you may have took the first ever chokeslam Canadian Destroyer from Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy that looks like it's going to continue on for the rest of eternity.
Yeah, I hope that it does. That was just, like, one stupid thing I just thought of.
You're like, you know what? That would look awesome if I landed on my head after a big man gave me a chokeslam.
Yeah, that's how I think. I'm like, if I land on my head here, that'd be cool.
That'd be pretty sweet. So we were talking about a little bit how actually I got to get pretty close with you guys, and it was actually after our last trip where we went up to Ohio and we recorded some bacon bits.
Oh yeah.
And RJ, personally, I watched those videos back and I'm like, yeah, I may have asked for a little much, but RJ, what a dick, dude.
Dude, man, sometimes I'm the dick of Inzanely Rude.
Yeah,
In the upper body.
And I can't believe the rib was us liking you.
I know.
Yeah.
What a rib on you. I rib you guys.
Oh, dude, we had so much fun recording those. We had so much fun on the ride. We watched some Wrestling Society X.
Oh, man, what are the rules?
RJ, please explain the rules of Wrestling Society X.
The rules are there are no rules.
That's exactly right.
It's the rules, boys.
That's the rules, baby.
Dude, the rules of Wrestling Society X. There are no rules. So we're gonna throw to a couple questions from we got on our little Twitter machine, right? So we're going to ask right now, we got Joey Splits asking, what is your favorite Drake and Josh episode? I know you guys come out to the theme. You're big fans of the show. What's your favorite episode?
You know, I saw that question and I was thinking about it. I don't know if I have like a favorite episode, but I can tell you my least favorite episode and my favorite moment. Like my least favorite episode is the one where they go and they get the job at the sushi factory. I feel like it's like that? I hate that one. I feel like it's the most overplayed episode. I feel like every time I
the sushi factory.
Yeah, like you. I've seen enough of them eating the sushi. Oh no, it's from Everybody Loves Lucy. She did it first. Okay.
Everybody loves Lucy.
That's not
I
right.
love
No.
Lucy.
Jesus.
Everybody loves Lucy.
That's the new show I'm working on, okay?
It's Everybody Loves Raymond squashed with I Love Lucy.
No, it was Everybody Hates Chris mixed with Everybody Loves Raymond with I Love Lucy. That's what it was, you know?
Everybody Loves Lucy.
Everybody Loves Lucy. Oh, man. That's on the internet for eternity.
Oh, that's the greatest shit I've ever heard in my life. I love you too.
But my favorite moment was when Crazy Steve is watching Dora during the big storm, and he's just sitting there. Dora's like, "What do you think?" And he's like, "What do you mean? What do I think? You have the map." It's my favorite moment.
I love Crazy Steve.
Dude, my favorite episode is definitely when they were building that treehouse and they got
treehouse. Yep.
Yeah, that's the best one, without a doubt.
By far.
I thought that one got ruined for you, bro.
What?
I thought that one got ruined for you when Drake Bell tweeted that.
What'd he tweet?
What'd he tweet? Yeah, you got to explain to the listeners, RJ.
What's going on?
The listeners got to know.
He tweeted that he was high, and that's why he forgot to cut the door.
Well, that ruined it a little bit for me, but you know, looking back as a little man child, I loved it. I liked it. It was a good time.
Listen, he was gonna cut the door, but then he got high.
But then he got
I think that's like, how did Josh not get high? If there's no door on there.
Oh.
Well, dude, he never thought it would be so simple, but he found a way.
He found a way.
So we got another question from Joey G. Dude. Is there any dream match right now that you guys want to have against anyone?
RJ, I got this.
Oh yeah, you got this.
Crime time, baby.
Oh, it's crime time.
Oh, we calling him out.
Yeah, dude, we want that match real bad. Or the Highlanders. It's one of the two.
Jesus. So you guys are right around that 05-06 era because so you guys like the Heartthrobs? That's who I started trading with.
Oh yeah, bro. I remember seeing Romeo Roselli at all the NEW shows, and I was like, Heartthrob, what's going on?
Heartthrob all day.
Yeah. I remember when I was younger, I like tweeted at him, I was like, what do you think about backyard wrestling? And he tweeted back, he was like, oh, I think it's horrible. And then later he found me on Facebook and was like, oh, hey man, didn't know you were from Connecticut. You should seriously think about training. Come check out my school sometime. That was like a pretty cool moment for me.
There you go. Dude, so I'll tell you my quick Crime Time story. So I also was a humongous fan of Crime Time, and as you two know, maybe the listeners don't, but I am a huge fan of tag team wrestling. So one time I had a match where JTG was my special guest referee. Right?
Oh,
Right. So JTG screws me over. So in my head, so in my head, I'm like, oh, this is going to lead to me and JTG working a long-term program. You know, we're going to tear the city down. And then JTG, he was never brought in for another show. So my Crime Time dream was smashed. So I hope you guys get to achieve your Crime Time dream.
I really hope so, man. That's depressing, though, hearing that. It's really depressing.
Oh, dude, it crushed my heart, but JTG was the man.
Seems
he
like
was the man.
PG Memorial Show in backyard wrestling.
Oh my God! Yeah, we had a JTG Memorial Show after he got released.
No, you did not.
Yeah, we did.
We did.
That is awesome. What was the main event? Please tell me it was you two.
RJ, well, I don't even know what it was.
It was me versus this this guy who came from England named Sam Jude. Yeah, he came from England back to wrestle.
They flew out to wrestle in my backyard.
You gotta be kidding me.
Dead serious, man.
Did anyone actually become wrestlers other than you two?
I think Sam Jude is doing some indie stuff.
RJ Myron Reed used to do it, not with us.
Yeah.
Jordan Oliver he used to wrestle with us.
The stepdads.
There's a few guys.
Jesus, that is awesome, dude. You guys actually had I thought my Fed was cool because we put on YouTube and we had a little following, but you guys have other flying out.
Yeah, man.
Oh, it was a good time.
You guys were already bigger than most indies.
Hey, man, we tried,
You guys did what you had to do, you know what I mean?
We had to do it, baby.
We held it down, man.
Air kicks and held it down like motherfucker.
Yeah.
Right, baby.
Dude, so we got another question. What was going through your head when the referee hit that 3-fall for Northeast Wrestling when you guys won the tag team championships?
Oh, man, mine was, we just won belts. We did it.
Mine was holy I got to get the out of the ring because there's 2 guys in here that are ready to beat my But, I won the belt. I was, the ref was holding my hand, and then Danger Dan just came running at me. I clocked him real quick, and I was like, RJ, we got to get out of here, baby.
Get the out of here.
Yeah.
Get out. We're going to get beat up, pal.
Dude, listen, anytime I hear the word pal, I feel like someone wants to fight me.
Yeah, but I say pal all the time.
Dude,
I don't like that.
I feel like you want to fight me, pal.
Oh. I'm
RJ,
sorry.
we got a problem here, pal?
You got a problem, pal?
Listen, pal, there's some real issues in this situation right now, pal.
Dude, pal, listen, pal.
I don't
Dude,
like
anytime someone starts off with "listen, pal," you know that not gonna end up good.
No.
Hey, Zane, what'd you say? What was it, friend? When we were trying to park our car the other day,
oh, buddy. Hey, buddy.
Buddy.
I love saying
Buddy.
that to grown people. I'm like, hey, what's up, buddy? Hey, bud.
What's up?
What's up, bud?
Immediately emasculates them.
Yeah. We were trying to park the car. I was like, hey, buddy, where do we park, man? What's up, buddy?
We were sitting there, and he was like, call this guy buddy. I'm like, I'm not gonna call him buddy. I was like, you call him buddy. He's like, fine, I'll call him buddy. Hey, buddy, where do we park the car?
Oh, dude, that's great. We got another one right here. Another one from Joey Splits. What is the best item on the Taco Bell menu?
That's an RJ question.
That's a Crunchwrap Supreme, baby.
Wait, Zane, you don't taco. We'll talk about the Crunchwrap Supreme and its greatness in a little bit. But Zane, you don't Taco Bell it, bro?
Oh, dude, I love
man.
Taco Bell.
You Taco Bell it.
I don't remember names. I just look at the menu. I need a few minutes.
So what's your bro?
Zane orders 12,000 items at a time.
I spend way too much money, man. I get so much stuff and barely eat it. But
Zane spend $20 on Taco Bell and save it for later.
Yeah, and then you don't eat it.
Oh, that's gross. That's gross.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
That's why you dress like you look. That's why you dress like you look like you belong on a boat.
Yeah, it happens. Dude, you gotta dress to impress, man. I'm trying to be a champion. It worked out.
Dude, worked out. It's not working out for Taco Bell, apparently.
No, apparently not. But
So RJ, you're going with the Crunchwrap?
Oh yeah.
I like nachos, man.
Nachos, okay. So
They're classic.
I go with the classic. I call it the 2 and 2. I go with 2 beefy Frito burritos and 2 chicken chipotle loaded grillers with no sour cream every time.
Damn.
Oh, dude, the Frito ones are so good, except when the Fritos are not crunchy.
Oh, dude, that's why I always eat the Fritos first. Gotta get the crunchiness.
Did you try the spicy Frito Crunch ones when that came out?
No, were they great?
Oh, dude, it was the best thing ever. And then I went in one day, I was like, I'll have 2 of those, please. And we don't have that anymore. I was like, what?
That's the only thing I don't like about Taco Bell. McDonald's will keep that forever. They're like, oh, it's selling? All right, this is a forever deal.
Hey.
I'm sure the McChicken was just a trial, and they're like, yo, motherfucker, like McChicken, we're going to keep the McChicken going.
Yeah.
Oh, man, come on, Taco Bell.
Do you remember when they had the little Crunchwrap sliders at all?
Oh, dude, I was all for the crunch wrap side.
They were
I would get
$1.
a beef and 2 chicken ones.
I really like the BLT one.
Listen, because you like that bacon, baby.
I love the bacon. I dream about the bacon, man.
You know what it is, baby.
You know how it be.
Dude, straight up, since, like I said, I put it out on Twitter. You guys are the most overactive Bethany. No, including the bacon. Bacon.
I wouldn't go that far.
Listen, I'm going that far, and I'm saying it for real. I heard some pops when I got that 1, 2, 3. They were nothing like the pop you guys got.
Dude, we're just lucky you're not wrestling right now, or else, you know. You know what I mean?
No, you'd have that pop.
Listen, get out of town. You guys are absolutely destroying it. Like I said, you guys killed it at the Mid-Hudson Civic Center. You guys have been killing it on the Wrestling Under the Stars tour. And every single time you guys are in Bethany, you guys absolutely destroy it. We got one more question, and then we're going to let everyone know where to follow you guys. So the last question is from Alan Browning. Do you guys think there's a tag team wrestling resurgence?
Of course.
Yeah, I definitely. I think so.
Where do you think that's coming from?
Inzanely Rude, baby.
Yeah, baby.
They're seeing us, and they're like, we better start tag team wrestling, bro.
Dude, tag team wrestling better be the
I feel like AEW's helping.
Yeah, for sure. It was going downhill for a little while. I don't know what happened, but like in the last few years, everywhere tag team wrestling has been picking up. It's become cool again. I don't know why it died down.
Yep, but it's also weird because like here in New England, like we've talked about this before, there's not many tag teams.
There's really not.
No.
Because that's why Tunis and I we love I know I've talked to you guys about this done. I love tag team wrestling. To me that's the most pure form of professional wrestling. So like I was in a tag team for a while, and me and Tunis kind of had to start finding companies where we could do single stuff just because the lack of tag teams.
Yeah, because you're working like the same guys,
exactly,
the same people, but like at the same time, it's like not many people want to be the tag team guys. They want to be single stars.
And I know,
man, I get too blown up.
Zane sucking too much wind. No, but talking to you guys individually, I know that even away from each other, sometimes when you pull a guy aside and you're like, hey, what do you feel about this? They'll be like, well, I want to be singles, but, the tag stuff is working. Talking to you guys individually, I know both you guys love tag team wrestling. So who are some of your favorite tag teams you guys were watching growing up?
Ryan Kendrick and Paul London for sure. They were crazy.
Oh, dude, I have a great story. RJ, what about you?
I feel like Crime Time was like one of my big ones. The Miz and Morrison were freaking great.
They were sick.
Jericho. I love Jericho.
My favorite match of all time is Jericho versus DX versus The Undertaker and John Cena at Madison Square Garden in 2009. That is the best match of all time.
Dude, I like DX versus Jericho in that ladder match and how Jericho tried to climb up on Big Show's shoulders.
Yes, bro.
That was a good one. So I'll tell you my quick Kendrick and London story. So one time I went to a house show in Springfield, and Kendrick and London were the good guys, right? So when I was a little kid, I hated the good guys. I thought the good guys were cheesy. So they came out and they were doing their thing, and they're like, come on! And I was just like, boo! And without missing a beat, Kendrick gave me a little it's not the middle finger, but you know when someone flicks like underneath their chin? And it's kind of like the symbol for F-U. Kendrick did that to us, and ever since that day, I've been the biggest Brian Kendrick fan. So I also was a huge fan of Kendrick and London after a little bit.
Dude, they were so sick. And, they were, smaller guys, so I felt like, yeah, I could do it if they're doing it.
I feel like if I had grew up on wrestling at that time, I would have loved them. Because by the time I fell in love with it, they were gone.
Well, it was the Brian Kendrick by that time?
Yeah, the Brian Kendrick had made his comeback.
With big Ezekiel Jackson?
Yeah.
The last ever ECW champion.
That's a good champ.
Sad.
That's a good champ. You leave it alone.
Dude, top
no
fucking
me gusta.
guy.
No me gusta. Not a
Oh, doing that gusta?
Me gusta, pal.
No me gusta.
¿Qué pasa?
¿Qué pasa?
So, where can these motherfuckers find you? Where can they find you on Instagram, Twitter, all that? I know RJ gets on TikTok. I actually want to learn TikTok like an old man today because I don't even know what TikTok's all about, but I see ads for it.
I used to always think it was the song by Kesha.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. I was like, why is this popping again? What's going on?
Dude, it's an app.
DJ,
I got
turn my speakers up tonight. I'ma fight till we see the sunlight.
Not gonna lie, this morning I woke up feeling like P. Diddy. Not gonna lie.
So what the is TikTok?
Dude, it's just like, it's pretty much the new Vine. And like, for some reason, I've got like almost 16,000 followers on there.
Jesus.
Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just like making stupid videos about like pop punk music, and it's got like that cult following. And I've gotten so many followers because of it.
So where can the people follow you on TikTok?
It's just like all my other social medias. It's RJ Rude Wrestles. Wrestles with an A because I'm a cool cat.
You wrestle.
I wrestle.
You a Southern boy where you wrestle.
I think I got it from South Park.
This isn't wrestling. So Zane, where can they find you?
They can find me on all social media at the Zane Bernardo. I'll make it easy for you. You don't have to spell anything weird.
Yeah, he had the smart name.
Yeah, RJ, making things all smart, confusing.
I know, I should have been smart like Zane, but I try to be unique, you know?
But
I'm
you
a
know
unique
what?
guy.
You guys are both handsome, and you guys are both the Northeast Wrestling Tag Team Champions.
Right, baby.
Right, let's do some air kicks and get on out of here. Guys, thank you so much for being on What's Sizzling with Big Bacon.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you for having us, Big Bacon. Love you.
That was our interview with Inzanely Rude, and I am still not alone. Like I said, I have to be babysat. The babysitter's still here.
You haven't fallen during that whole interview that we were listening to. You didn't fall down or anything, so that's nice. I'm doing most of my job correctly.
Yeah, so far so good, dude. I thought this was going to be a risk.
I ate all your pain pills, though.
So tomorrow morning I'm not going to wake up great.
But, great night.
Yes, and now I'm not going to develop an addiction like most pro wrestlers,
No.
so you help me out there as well.
I'll be addicted enough for the both of us, pal.
All right, so we got that all set. What charming young men those Inzanely Rude guys are.
They're strapping, charming, very polite.
Very polite. Just like polite in the video game that we had earlier.
Good Connecticut boys.
Just nice young Connecticut
Good
gentlemen.
New Englanders.
You know, but big congratulations to them. Like I said, I know I talked about it on the podcast, but I haven't heard a pop like that in Bethany in a long, long time. Like, that was insane.
Gorgeous, and they deserve it.
They really do. Like,
homegrown.
They're homegrown. Like, Zay was even talking about that. Like, he was setting up chairs at that building when he was
That's insane.
12
you said
years
that
old.
earlier. That's insane.
12 years old. Like, come on, bro. Like, you're
They don't get, like, that's the video package right there.
Oh, dude.
It's already made.
It's made.
Make it now and then just sell it to them when you get signed.
Leave the memories alone. Why won't you sing it, Matt, baby?
You'll never change. You'll never leave a memory alone.
Okay, so legitimately, every time somewhat of a sad moment happens in wrestling, Matt just screams out,
Leave the memories alone.
Alexa, leave the memories
Alexa,
alone. Which
play
don't say that because
Oh,
mine
yeah,
will.
your Alexa will. Oh,
and I hope that doesn't happen. We'll get sued.
Oh yeah, we can't afford leave the memories alone.
We can't afford leave the memories
I'll
alone.
just sing us out. You'll never change. You'll never change.
You will never change. All right, so that was episode 5. We're going to throw to an edition of Flippin' Bacon. We might continue with the Flippin' Bacon. We might try to switch it up a little bit and do a couple of different things, you know, get Flip on here and try a bunch of different kind of fun little outlets that we could talk about our craziness and our stir crazy at home while we're both out with a little injury. So I'm going to throw it to Flippin' Bacon where we talk about, should we storm Area 51? We got another edition of Flippin' Bacon. Flip in studio once again. Flipper.
As always.
I know, man. You're making this a weekly occurrence, man. Just can't keep you out.
Dude, I told you I'm dedicated. I'm ready. I'm excited.
I locked all my doors.
Today's topic is going to be fun.
Dude, I locked
Tell
all my
them what it
doors.
is.
I thought I locked all my windows, but
Dude,
our
I can
topic
pick
today.
locks. I can pick locks.
Well, no. This
Military
is
training,
this
bro.
is very
Standard.
good. This is actually very good for our topic today. You found a way to break in somehow, and you're talking about breaking into Area 51 as well.
I'm just saying, why not?
So this is what I'm saying. A couple weeks ago, I had to flip you on believing in aliens in the first place, and now you're so gung-ho about it, you want to storm 51.
Dude, you flipped me, and since you're up in points, if we were keeping track, I think you got to start this thing off. You get 30 seconds to plead your case, because you don't think we should go there.
No, I don't.
You don't think we should storm it.
No, I don't at all, and I'm gonna tell you why in 3, 2, 1. Because humans are there with guns. That's why we shouldn't storm it. Everyone will get shot up. It's the dumbest thing. Like, so if you believe that they hold aliens at Area 51, that's why people want to storm it. But really what Area 51 is used for, it's a huge open field that they just test military equipment on. So everyone's going to storm it and then just run into like a nuclear test site. And it's just going to be very, very bad for everybody involved. Storming Area 51 is a dumb decision. And that's my time. Flip, please tell the people why you think it's okay to be storming government facilities. Go.
All right, man. All I'm saying is, if it's a free country, right? We're allowed to do whatever we want. If we want to go and see what's there, we should be able to do so. And I don't know if you've ever looked at a map, but where Area 51 is, or at least where they say it is, if you look at like a T-Mobile, Verizon, AT&T, and you look at their coverage, where they say it is has no coverage at all. Not even 2G or 3G. Come on, that's a little sketch. What is there? We want to know. Why not? We deserve to know.
And that is your time. So I'll tell you why there's no service. Because people should be working. They should be doing jobs. Maybe Area 51 has its own infrastructure to have its own internet. It's a military test site ground. Like, it is high-tech equipment.
I don't know. That's what they tell us. But do we really know?
Yes.
How do you know? Have you been there?
Oh, dude, that's the Jesse Ventura argument. You ever hear Jesse Ventura argue anything?
No.
Someone won't believe something. He goes, well, were you there? Like that doesn't make anything valid that you're saying. Area 51...
All I'm saying is if people want to go there, we should be able to go there.
So you want us to have tours?
What do they have to hide?
Like, they just don't want someone on a government property. Okay, you were a government agent at one point, correct? Is that what you call it?
I guess, yes. I was a military soldier.
Yes.
I was a U.S. soldier.
So were people just like all willy-nilly, like being able to walk around?
You need a military ID to get on a base.
Exactly. So you don't think they have military people there?
I mean, I'm not saying it's a good idea for them to show up because, I mean, like you pointed out, they might get shot at.
They're going to get shot at.
But
I mean, yeah, I want to see. I want to see if aliens are there. Like, a part of me, but another part of me, like, hope someone just brings in a cell phone camera and then I could YouTube it.
I don't know, man. I think if people want to go there, they should be able to see. That's all I'm saying.
This is a free country and we should have certain freedoms, but this is a tough one. You want people to storm a military base.
So if there were aliens there, wouldn't you want to know?
Of course. Of course I'd want to know. But why do I have to do the finding out?
You wouldn't have to. There are other people that already want to do it for you.
Oh, if that's the argument. Okay, I thought the argument was us to storm 51.
No, I mean, I'm not going.
No, okay.
I got better things to do.
Yeah, so if it's...
But I mean, if other people want to do it,
absolutely.
by all means.
Yeah, dude.
Go find out for us.
You know
Take
what?
Pictures, post
this is a win for you, Flip. This is a win for you because if it's other people, go ahead. Storm 51 and please come back and tell me all about it. Post that. I need to see it.
I just don't want to know firsthand.
No, yeah, just go live with it. So, like, if something happens, we see it as it happens.
We probably shouldn't be encouraging this, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
probably not a good call.
It's probably not smart, guys.
Yeah. Totally don't storm 51 and don't post the video for me to watch.
But we want to know what you guys think. Do you guys think that people should storm Area 51?
Are you
storming? Should they not?
Are y'all storming?
Are you going to?
You storming?
We want to know. Use the hashtag Flip and Bacon.
Make it sizzle, baby.
That's all, folks.